Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to Black Arrow Gaming. I'm Bob, back for another episode of Age of Wonders 4. Jumping right into it this week, here's the Siege of Highpledge. Hopefully, this is going to end a very long saga in this series of trying to capture this dang city-state that has caused me so much trouble. We've also got Logar over here with a few remaining troops. I'm hoping to catch him. I'm assuming he's probably going to try to retreat back to his homeland to regroup. After we kind of gave him a whooping in the last episode, which was pretty awesome. That was a lot of fun. Before we jump into all that, though, I got to go through your feedback from this week, and I want to start with none other than Indrid from over there at IndridCast. Shout out IndridCast YouTube channel. A lot of strategy game content over there. So if you guys enjoy Age of Wonders, Indrid also covers a lot of other games over on his channel. I see a lot of Warhammer 40k over there and a variety of other games. So yeah, go check that out if you're interested. But yeah, I wanted to say thanks to Indrid, who also does some Age of Wonders content as well, for pointing out that Favorable Winds is a very useful spell to have ready to go at all times, basically. In this particular case, it's going to be a little while before I can grab it because I really want to put everything into geomantic crystallization because that's going to be so good for me when I get it. But once that's done, Favorable Winds is definitely worth charging and getting ready to go. This allows units, it's kind of like a lesser version of Forced March without any penalties, essentially. It restores half their movement points if they're on land. All of them if they're embarked on water, which that's not really going to probably really be much use, like not being on water. But on land, even just getting half my movement point back could be a lot very useful in the sense of like with what happened in the last episode over here, trying to get my units through that teleporter and having to force march some of them. To be honest, though, force march doesn't really seem to cause as much trouble as I thought it would. It might be worth using more often than I do if I can't get favorable winds up in time for the next time I need it, because forced march causes your units to become exhausted for 2 turns, but I've noticed that it really only reduces their healing for 1 turn, because the healing the first turn, yeah, they don't heal the first turn after you use it, but the second turn, forced march goes away before the healing check is applied. So while they might be exhausted at the end of the turn, when the turn rolls over to the next turn, it goes away and they still heal. So in effect, you're only denying yourself world map healing for 1 turn, which is interesting. I didn't think it would work that way, but it does. Although for all I know, the devs are watching this and they're going to change that now, so I don't know. But that's how it works in the current version of the game that I'm playing. So thanks to Indrid for pointing that out, though. I do agree Favorable Winds would be a great one to get up and running, but I do want to rush for geomantic crystallization as quickly as I can. That being said, this does remind me that I could really do with some more casting points. I do have my capital over here and really haven't done much with it, the Wizard Tower. Which would help with those casting points, I think. Actually, would it? Well, the next level of it wouldn't really matter. Eventually you can get the... Oh, well, I could get the channeling chamber there. I actually can already build that. I'll have to think about getting that. The problem with making the Wizard Tower upgrades is that mana is getting increasingly tight, and I'm not sure where I'm going to come up with more. Well, right there, I'm staring at one thing that I could, but I can't get guys over there right now to do that. Eventually, I think I'll get it under control, but for the time being, probably best just build shrines and stuff where I can. That really adds up and goes a long way. Moving on to the next comment I want to talk about is from Roderick and Chris Lighthawk. Left-click on any scroll message stack, and then right-click to make specific ones go away. When those scrolls pop up over here that I was complaining about, when I click on them, the whole stack goes away. If you left-click on it first, it'll pop out the individual ones messages, and then you can right-click to discard the ones you don't care about. It's just a little UI thing that it works a little differently for the scrolls than it does for most of the other notifications on the right, so it was throwing me off. But yeah, there's a very easy way around my complaints, so ignore my belly aching on that. From Roderick, Dungeon Hazard slows units for 3 combat turns. good to know. I think that threw me off in the last episode. I might have been wondering why some of my guys were slowed. I don't remember. It was a week ago, and it's been a long week. But yeah, that is a thing that I need to watch out for, because one of them has been casting it on me. I'd be willing to bet it's Fiala over here has probably been the one hitting me with that, with all her Materium. Is anyone else Materium? There's a fairly decent balance of enemies here. We got 2 orders, and then it's a nature, a shadow, an astral, and Materium. There's no chaos enemies, which is good for me. It's going to make geomantic crystallization better, because most of the terrain I'll be fighting on is ashlands, which means I should be doing extra fire damage, and no one's going to be particularly resistant to it. So that's at least kind of nice. Also from Roderick, Searing Strikes for the Giant could make a big damage boost. I agree on that. I have not picked that up yet. I've been so focused about going down his tree and grabbing this other stuff, but to be honest, I've gotten most of the things from this main tree that I was looking to get. I do still want Sweeping Charge, just for more splash damage. It pairs really well with Meteor Strikes, which I'll eventually be getting. But yeah, basically his next 3 upgrades are going to be this one, and that one. We're just building him out for all sorts of damage output. And then once I have those, I'll probably start working on these over here, because at Rune of Power Fire, you get the plus 10 damage on all attacks, and get that Rune of Power Fire infusion that you can stick in weapons. And then with just another one, you can get the 20 hit points, or you could go this route and get the 3 status resistance. I think both of these are very good. But for my giant, I tend to prefer the status resistance one, because the hit points don't matter as much when you have the liege guards guarding the giant. Because the health pool is going to be taken away from the liege guard rather than the giant. However, the status resistance, that applies to the giant. Because when a unit gets hit, when a liege guard is protecting a unit and it takes a hit from a move that can inflict a status effect, the damage goes to liege guard, but the status effect goes to the unit itself. So having the extra status resistant on the giant is very good, because it prevents things like insanity, which can be really bad, or anything that would like slow him or immobilize him or stun him. The stuff that we don't want to have happen to our big friendly giant. So I'll probably end up going with Rune of Command Fire for that one. I also really like the that bonus that it gives, because it gives all units in the army a bonus to crit chance. And then of course at the end there's Forge Master, which is what we'll ultimately be after over there, so we can make even better big fiery axes of death, which is going to be fun. For everyone, for me, not for the enemies. And then finally from Roderick, check the defensive domain spell options. Roderick correctly pointed out that given all the fighting I'm doing in my own territory to defend it, having spells that I can cast on my cities to give like a domain area buff would be really, really handy. The things that can damage enemies or give me some advantage for fighting in my own terrain. I agree. But I actually have literally none. I don't have any in my book, and I checked and looked down the rest of this build, and I do not have any in this build up until my tier 5 tome. Obviously, once I reach my tier 5 tome, I typically, at that point, I start kind of flexing and just going for things that are convenient to me. But I have a specific tome lineup that I need for getting there, and I can't really deviate too much from it in order to get all the other units and abilities and enchantments that I want. So I'm going to have to do without, but I just wanted to point that out, that this would be the perfect environment to have some sort of defensive spell like that in, just because of how much I have to play defense right now. So thanks for that, Roderick. Also, wanted to mention from Honorable Adventurer, mentioned that I should keep an eye out for haste berries. I could get very fast movement boots with 2, and I would also add that I can also get defensive masters on a shield with 3. So haste berries would be nice to have. I currently only have 1, and I don't really know where I can get more, but maybe I think these guys have a okay, they have. I was thinking Astral do. They actually have a tranquility pool. This is even better. I would really like to have a tranquility pool, because my research has not been that good this game. I don't know where I'm going to get haste berries from, but I will try to keep an eye out for them. I do think that would be a useful thing to have. Borders are getting kind of close to that cave entrance there. This is making me think about what I want to do with flowing fields over here. I don't. Let me get through the rest of the comments, but I want to talk about flowing fields a little bit because I had plans for them that I never got to put into place, and I might need to do it before an enemy covers up this cave entrance. But yeah, okay, so moving on, we've got 2 more comments, one from Chris Lighthawk. You cannot build bridges over rivers and lava chasms adjacent to each other. I did not know this. It kind of makes somewhat sense from an art or map art perspective, I guess, but yeah, that's why I couldn't build a bridge here, is because there's one already here. Didn't know that bridges were limited like that, so I thought it would just kind of spam another one. But yeah, apparently you can't build them next to each other. Kind of a arbitrary rule, but it's probably to help the map not look like just a mess of bridges in situations like I have here where there's lava chasms everywhere. I don't really know. Although that bridge right there, I wouldn't want to step off of that bridge. It doesn't seem to go anywhere. So the map art's a little bit messy anyway, but overall I think it does a pretty good job considering how complex everything is. And then finally from Sarah Feingold, Zephyr Archers have a base movement of 40. I don't know how I didn't know this, guys. I've got well over 1,000 hours into this game. I did not know that Zephyr Archers had base movement of 40, and they have been in the game since launch. I don't know if that got changed at some point, or if I honestly just never noticed. But yeah, they're just faster. These guys are just plain faster than most other foot units, which is cool. I mean, it's a buff for them. It kind of makes sense with the Tome of Winds that they'd be fast, I guess. I guess that's the theme there, but the fact that I never noticed that is a little silly to me. Also, I just noticed, oh, we can't have this. We can't have this. Hang on. Artwork problem. Seeker arrows. Turn that off. And turn off purging arrows. I want my archers to look like their arrows are on fire. That's the theme here. There we go. That's better. Much, much better. Okay. Gotta have fire arrows. Fire sprites on everything for this game. We're all about burning stuff. Okay, so jumping back into gameplay, we got Respond to Hero offer to join. That one's free, but I'm not going to be taking them. I want heroes of my own Deep Elves race. These guys, let's see. Well, I can't take anyone right now anyway because I'm planning on getting my mage back, but I think my hero cap does increase soon-ish, I think. Oh, no, it doesn't. Never mind. It just increased. So yeah, I need to ignore that. We're still just waiting on the mage. I knew I was going to use a slot on the mage, but I was thinking I was kind of close to my next cap increase, but I guess not. And we're at the end of the turn. There is one other thing I wanted to address, and that's with regard to flowing fields. I was thinking about this after I got off and stopped playing last time. I initially had plans for flowing fields to make this city expand. Very early game, I was imagining the borders of the city expanding out and covering these islands out here. In retrospect, that is probably, well, it could still happen, and I want to kind of reach for that. The problem is that the other reason I want to expand the city is because someone in a comment much earlier also mentioned that if I get this city, I double the bonuses I'm getting from the Meridon Maze here with more binding essence and fragments. So the plan is essentially to expand, to destroy this outpost, integrate this city, and then expand its borders, of which it has 11, or well, a total of 10 extra spaces that it can get, out through this cave entrance and down towards here. The problem with doing this is that I have absolutely no way to defend another point here. But eventually the enemies are going to be trying to come down this cave, and I'm going to have to defend it anyway. So I think expanding through here now, rather than later, does make more sense. There's also some cool stuff I could get over here if I ever finish that. So it gives me something kind of close to my homeland that I can work on, whether I go down here and try to get this stuff for some nice research bonuses, or you know, there's that rainbow clover right there I could try to grab. There's a lot of nice stuff. And I think it probably is time for me to integrate them. I have the materium for it. Getting a 5th city wouldn't be bad. It would be good for my economy. The only problem is that I would lose out on the cooperation that these guys can do. which they're giving free armies to help kind of ward things off. But I don't think that's worth denying myself an extra city. So let's look at what it would cost to integrate them. 440 Imperium, plus I would have to increase my city cap again, which is going to be another 500. So I can't really do that yet anyway, because I'm going to need 940 Imperium. I'm making a decent amount right now, so we can't do it now, so that has to become like a secondary objective, but I would like to be working on that. One thing that I could do is, if I built the outpost here, I could put the teleporter up top and claim that tile so no one else takes it. That's the main thing I'm worried about. Alternatively, I could put a fort up there and just claim it with somebody else. That might be a better option, but if I put a fort up there and someone takes the fort, then it encourages them to sit on that spot anyway. I don't know. I think we're going to have to play that one by ear. I don't have a hero to spare to put a fort up there anyway, so if nothing else, I'll just have to capture a city from an enemy and work on that later. But I do still intend to get Flowing Fields as part of my empire. Having that next to the Myrmidon Maze is kind of too good to pass up. Okay, I think that's all the recap needed for this episode. Let's head to the next turn. I do, let's see, I want to pan over and see, well, let's watch them in order. We got Sanguine over here, and then I want to pop up and see where Logar goes. Okay, Sanguine's just making moves at the city. Oh, wait, she's doing a combat with, okay, she smoked those guys. Let's pop up here and watch Logar, because he goes next. I want to see where these guys go. Once Sanguine's done with whatever she's doing, I'm pretty sure she's going after Tridale. But Hephaestus is on the way back down there to deal with her and all the purple crap that came down through that cave entrance near where the Tridale teleporter is. So we'll get to that. Alright, Logar, where are you going? He's bringing in troops from up here. Looks like he might try to interrupt my siege, but I think my armies are strong enough to fight him off. He didn't move these guys, so his leader's still just sort of floating offshore there. These armies do not scare me, although he is starting to make dragons, that's concerning, and he's got more over here coming in. So I could be in for a big hit here. What I might do is try to run my guys around the east side of this city and pick these armies off, hoping that they aren't full stacks. If I can clean them up before he has a chance to join them with these guys. What I don't want is for him to get a full 3 stacks, 18 units and come after me with everything. That would be bad. But I really do not want to give up on this siege this time. I don't want to let Logar push me around over here anymore. I've got good enough troops that I should be able to fight back against, like, this level of stuff, like tier 3s and whatnot. If he started sending tier 4s after me, that could mess things up. But I think I can manage this. And dang it, I'm done with Highpledge and I want to take them over. So we're going to try to make this work out unless it is very clear that I cannot handle whatever it is he's going to throw at me. We'll probably use my hero to scout. That guy can fly, so he can fly over here and kind of see what I'm up against. And then I can decide if I want to swing my armies around to that side. As long as a hero is adjacent to the city, the siege will continue. So that is at least good for me. Also, I noticed Highpledge isn't actually allied with any of the enemies yet. I think Sanguine is working on them, though. Okay, sure, quest is fine. Never did finish that digging too deep one, that's okay. Okay, why is Highpledge being all weird and glowy? Toll of Seasons, Fiala Torbilda drove back the Mistwalkers. Okay, so that'll come back eventually. There we go. The glowing yellow stuff was being distracting. Alright, let's see. What do we got over here? It's not a full stack. It's also not an army to be lightly trifled with, but I think that I need to take that. Because I can knock out a hero and a few tier 3s. And as we know from my previous series, these dragons aren't really very good until they evolve. They die quickly, so I'm not too scared of them. I think we gotta take that. And I gotta kind of hope. I'm taking a little bit of a risk here because I don't know. These are his borders over there, that little green and kind of maroon red outline, like aqua green, maroon red. He's close. He's got true borders right there, so he should be able to reinforce quickly. So this is admittedly a little bit of a risk to do this, but I think it's a risk that I kind of have to take because I can't wait any longer on Highpledge. I need this push to work. So we're gonna go for it. I'm gonna move these guys here. And I'm going to move these guys down and around the city like this. The key for this battle is that I can't take too much damage. I need to be able to walk away from this mostly unscathed. Why? Here's something I don't understand. Why are my guys going down and then up again when they could just walk onto the quarry? Whatever. This is fine. Have them walk onto the quarry. Alright, then we can split off this guy and attack with what is a low-risk battle. Wonder if I have anything else. I don't have any spells ready to cast. No. We just gotta fight this one straight up. Which is fine. We'll see how the auto combat handles it, but if I even take like substantial damage here, I'm probably going to need to go back and redo this one. I've got him outnumbered on heroes though, so that helps. Do I want to cast spells? Mana's low. It's going to take 600 to revive my hero, I think. In a battle like this, I probably should, because I'm trying to avoid taking too much damage. So we'll allow casting. At most, they'll spend 60. That should leave me still plenty. Oof. Ouch. Okay, it looks like this one's going to be rougher than I thought. Dang, they took down a lot of liege guards, and those guys are not easy to take down. It's no surprise this guy went down. That's to be expected. But the liege guards? Okay, well, apparently this is going to be harder than I thought. I need this battle to go well. This is a very important battle. I'm guessing that he messed me up with some spells or something. I'm not really sure. Alright, well, what do we got here? I don't think this army looks like an army that should be able to take out that many of my units. I think my guys must have done something dumb. Let's begin, I think, by summoning that spider monarch over here. I want to hit this side hard, I think. That's where most of his good troops are. We can kind of leave these guys over here behind, I think. So yeah, let's ride out and meet him over here. But, like, carefully. I'm going to start by moving this guy here. Actually, I'm going to start by summoning the Spider Monarch and moving it up here. I can move this guy here, Sworn Bond on my hero, protect him. This also protects the Pyromancer, because he's going to go into defense mode now. The Spider can also defend. We'll hold down this side, which is closer to where most of their units are. I can put another guy here, and probably the archer on that bush right there, so he's a little concealed. And then everybody else is going to kind of move in this direction. I could ride this guy out and fight the dragon, but I don't really want to do that. That's overextending a little far, I think. Obviously the knight, I bet in auto combat just ran right out there and then died, which is, you know, typical. I think the computer is just failing to form a line in the auto combat, and that's what it really needs to do. It's what I really need it to do. I will go ahead and move this guy kind of up, and we'll ward bond on him with that shield there. That dragon can fly in and attack that stuff if it wants to. It'll die trying, and that wouldn't be so bad. Move these guys as far down this way as I can, and everybody up here, I'm basically running away from that front line. If the wyverns and dragons come in, I should be able to kill them fairly quickly, I think. So we'll put that knight there, leave him in a position where he can charge if he needs to. I want to move these guys down here as far as I can. The shield can follow up behind them and sort of guard. And I need my bannermen down there. Oh, I would have put them next to the bannermen if I'd have noticed that, but that's okay. That looks like a decent line. I think I'm happy with that. Now he's gonna have spells. I don't know what he's gonna throw at me. So we're about to find out. He summoned his own spider, but mine's better. So that's still a net win for me. He's got all the decay. He's got a lot of decaying here, I'm seeing. Okay. Froze my hero. Okay, well. I can't unfreeze my hero because I don't have status clear. But I don't know if I need him on this turn. I think them freezing him was a little premature. I think I'll get him back on the next turn and be able to do a lot more with him. I also have the opportunity to really pin down a lot of these archers and even that mage there, I think. Because I can leap this spider over right there and cause a lot of problems for the enemy. And this guy can go and get up in their face. So I think this side over here, we're in pretty good shape on. Could also use her to try to taunt something, but once she summoned that spider, I really need to get her to the front line. Alright, let's do that. I think putting the spider here, and then getting a nice big web here, that's going to distract a lot of them, and it's going to slow them, and then it'll give me time to close distance. I don't think that hero's something I need to be too terribly worried about. Let's see, I do have Abducting Cyclone. That's a very good spell. So I need to remember that that's an option. I might be able to even use it to kill the hero here. But I don't want to... No, it wants to grab the archer. I really wish that you could select what unit you want to target with that spell. With Abducting Cyclone. How many casting points do I have? I've got 100. It's not bad. I could do Abducting Cyclone 5 times. Bearing in mind it is going to cost mana every time I do it. Can I reach these guys? I could get a pretty big hit on either of those groups. I think I'm going to go for these ones. Right there. Inflict some burning on those guys. Yeah, I forgot I don't have Scions of Flame yet. I probably should have done it on this group here. That's okay, we'll run this guy over here. He can bother that archer. They've got Ceaseless Cacophony, that's part of my troubles. I still think I need to get a unit... Well, that archer actually can't do anything right now. I would like to get this guy into that archer's face, but he's already decaying. I don't know if I want to put 2 more stacks of burning on him. So instead, I think I'm going to rely on that line to protect my archers, move them up, and just damage this archer instead. He's going to take a lot of burning damage, and I think we just rely on my archers to counter their archers here. I don't want to step in my own burning yet. Once I have Scions of Flame, that won't be an issue anymore. I can take this position here, which seems like a good, strong position for that archer to be in. And now that guy is substantially weaker than what he would have otherwise been. Let's try to get rid of this guy. We'll stack some burning on him. I got my regular little archer here. He can can actually do pretty good damage. I want to move him up a little bit so he's right behind this rock. I know he now only has 2 shots instead of 3, but that's okay. I'd rather him be in that better position going into the next turn. And then this knight can finish that off. Or it can almost finish that off. Let's see, we can get it with the shield, which I think I'm going to do. I'm betting slip away is going to be a problem here. So if I move him up here, I can hit that, and then I can guard both the archer. Yeah, I can kind of guard with this shield here. The wyvern can technically go after the archer, but that's okay. I'm going to move this guy kind of just forward as far as he can go. Maybe leaning a little more towards... I'm going to send him kind of up front and center and see where he ends up. I'm not really sure what I want to do with him yet. And you definitely need to move up. Probably to here, and then I taunt someone, I think. Maybe that guy in the back would prevent him from going after the spider. I think he would try to run around and get at me. Taunting that archer might also be good. How much is its range? 4? I think I might taunt that archer, because it'll make it try to move away from this guy and then run around to shoot me. And I think that would be kind of not good for them. This would also prevent him from... No, I want to taunt that guy, because if he hits the spider, he cancels the spider's retaliation, which just lets all those other units move. So I think I want to taunt big guy there. There we go. Alright, and then we just need to kind of watch out for this group on the side with the rest of our guys. I'm going to move this guy up here and use him as a frontliner. He is a militia, so we all know what his job is. That guy could come flying in and hit somebody, but I'm going to defend. Okay, so I'm going to go like this. Move him around there. Move this guy here. I'll move the bannerman there and heal the pike. Put the bannerman in defense mode. I really like how they go into defense mode after doing that. And then I can put another pike, like probably here, and a shield in the back actually. And I like this setup because the dragons can go after the bannerman, but no matter what angle they do it from, they're going to open themselves up to counterattack from 2 melee units, regardless of what side they choose. So I think that's a pretty strong defense over there. And then I still have my spell. I could maybe pull that archer down to here, which would put him right in front of my shield guy, and possibly stun him. I could also try to pull the dragon out of there, but that's a little less useful. I think pulling an archer to this spot would be more useful. So we'll do that on this turn. Okay, so he's now going to take another hit if he wants to move and shoot anything. And he's got to run through fire if he wants to retreat. Okay. Then you guys defend, 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 defend. I think everybody else is accounted for. Yeah. Alright, I can end my turn here. Alright, what you got, Logart? Alright, good. They're getting distracted by that guy over there, and they're all bunching up. Okay, glad that guy took a hit because he was on temporary hit points. Okay, I've still managed to avoid taking too much damage here. And the spider's still in a pretty strong position. Holding down quite a few different guys. And I can get my pikemen up into this. So I think I'm going to start... Let's see, I want to start by getting my battle mage kind of forward. I think we'll do this. Try to inflict a little burning. And then do some big damage there. Make sure that actually killing that unit first would be a good thing. So let's do that. So we got a big group of guys over there with archers sort of hiding in the back. Don't like that. This guy is still taunted, so he's going to try to go after her. Which is a good thing because, wait, how long does that taunt last for, though? One more turn. I'm not sure if that'll wear off or not. Let's go back over to this side and kind of work our way down, because I think this side we can fairly easily deal with this stuff. But that dragon's a lot tankier than I gave him credit for. Why are mine so glassy? Or why were mine so glassy in the last game? If I set him on fire, that would be helpful. This guy's got a lot of charge opportunities. I've got a lot of moves I can make here. A lot of options. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack with the archer. I don't like the risk hitting my own units. Okay, I'm going to move this archer here. Take 2 chances at burning the red dragon there. He resisted. That is unfortunate. Okay, let's move this one here then. And we'll take 2 chances at maybe burning that one. Slightly better odds. We got 1 stack of burning on him. Okay. That means my guys will do more damage to him. The focus needs to be on killing 1 dragon, because these guys only have 1 unit model. So if I can kill 1, which I'm not sure if I can. I'm not sure if I can actually kill that one. Unless I use some help from this guy. Kind of had other things I wanted him to do on this turn. These guys can just take the fight to that shield unit. I'm gonna just hit it with as much as I can here. Here comes the poison stacks. Logar's very annoying to fight. Okay, I'm going to attack with this guy. That knight can kill that archer, so that at least is something there. I think I need this guy's help with these dragons over here. They're being a bigger problem than what I thought. Fire evocation is would be nice, but I can't really hit anything that useful with it. So, we will do this. Move him here. He kills dragon. And I can still shield. There's not a lot of point in me running out and attacking that dragon. I should probably shield to keep the dragon from doing too much damage to that militia. I can also ward. I think in this case, yeah, I want to ward. And shield. Okay. The knight could go out there and bother them, or it could go kill the archer. Killing the archer is a little riskier because there's more units over here and those knights are fragile. But I think I might be okay with it. Got that wyvern in the back. Damaging that doesn't really help me right now. I would really like to hit this group of units over here harder, especially that archer in the back. Or at least get this guy to where he can... I might put him here just to bother that archer in the back. If everyone gangs up on him, he might be in trouble. I don't want to lose a liege guard here. Alternatively, I could use Abducting Cyclone to just pull that archer more back and away from everything and take him out of the fight for another turn. What's the odds of stunning him? 73%? That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm willing to do that. Okay, that just removes him from the picture for a turn, which gives me more time. Then I can move this guy here and probably attack, I think. I do have Zephyr Shot. That might be useful. I wouldn't mind getting rid of the hero, because that could do some heavy morale damage if I can manage to get a shot on him. Which, if I attack with the Aspirant Knight, I might be able to open up one. Okay, I think I've got the beginnings of a plan here. I'm going to move this shield guy here, and then move the Aspirant Knight here. So the Aspirant Knight's protected. We take down an archer. That's still not a very good shot. I kind of thought that would be better. Okay, I might start whittling down that thing just so I can more easily kill it on the next turn. Just because that archer actually has decent angle on it. Okay, and how about you? I think if we can come closer to killing that hero, that's probably a good thing. And I can't really move this archer up further because he'll be in that one's field of view or whatever. I think probably we'll go ahead and do this just because it'll splash damage a little onto the hero. And that's going to make that guy easier to kill on the next turn, although I did just trigger Draconic Rage on him. I think in this case, leaving the spider on defense mode is probably for the best. Just because the other units are liable to waste time trying to kill it. So I'm going to leave him on defense in the hopes that they just continue to waste their time. Now, do I want to try to block this guy with my shield? He currently will not retaliate. I'm decaying, but I've still got 82 health on this guy. Let's try to sunder his defense a little. Okay, we got a crit. That was good. Morale is tipping in our favor. This guy, I would love to hit that hero with him, but he needs to defend. I want to protect that knight. Make sure that knight is healthy on the next turn because I'm going to need him. I could move up with this guy and go after that archer there. Is stepping in the fire worth it? That one's otherwise pretty healthy, so it might be worth it to just get him into a better position to assist others. Alternatively, I can just defend my hero. I don't want to send this one out after anything. He's got... Well, actually, he only has one stack of decaying. He's got sundered defense, but that's not too bad. I might send him out to bother those guys. Just because there's nothing else that can really do anything to him if I send him here. So I'll just put him out here and I guess probably defend to force them to move backwards. Force them away from their friends. And then move this one up. And I think I will take the little bit of fire damage for the sake of... Actually, that archer can't do anything on this turn anyway. I should just defend and let him burn. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Okay, the Berserker didn't really do anything. He's still taunted on this turn. It'll undo on the next turn. Okay, that guy's in a little trouble like I thought he might be. I think I can get him out of it. Alright, he went for the archers. That was a smart move for him. Although my charge attack hero can still mess him up pretty badly. Which I think is exactly what I'm going to do. I think that's a pretty no-brainer move to move there. Oh, there we go. We got the kill. Perfect. Alright, so it's this side of the battlefield that's devolved into a bit of a mess, but I think we can mop up most of this on this turn. We might even be able to trigger a rout, which would be really handy. And I've got another fire evocation ready. This would kill the hero. Damage that guy. Question is, do I want to hit him with it, or those three, or do I want to hit those two? I think I want to hit these three. Okay, hero goes down, morale drops further. Knight can now charge and do more damage. I'm gonna leave those guys out there for now, unless I can get enough troops together over here to go assist in chasing them down. But I might not even need to chase them down. Okay, I need this archer out of the way now. So that I can move forward and do some big damage to this guy here. We can trigger his Berserker's Rage. And he doesn't really do much damage to us in retaliation. That triggers Berserk, which means it'll be gone on the next turn. I would like to get that Liege Guard out of here. That's the next order of business, is to see if I can save him. I'm not sure that I can, but I'm gonna try. I just need to get rid of that Wyvern. The Spider, I can probably just walk away from. It'll bite me, but I don't think it'll do too much damage. If I move this archer here or here, I can probably finish this thing off. No, I can't. Let's see. How much damage would you take running in after him? This might be a immolation situation. Yeah. I want that thing gone. He will take a hit from the spider, but the spider will not be able to chase him. Unless there's a way I can get rid of that spider too on this turn. I could cancel its retaliation, but not without running my knight through a bunch of fire. This is going to be a lot... This build gets a lot better when you get Scions of Flame, because then you can just run through all the fire that you make and you don't have to worry about it. Putting the knight here is a good move, I think, because he's in a bush and the archer is going to have trouble hitting him. And then maybe I think getting super aggressive over here with these guys is the way to go. Just start chasing them down. I might pull this guy back because he's pretty injured, but the others could go up there. And then I guess with you, probably should just go guard the knight. No, wait, no, I want him to run out there and go after them. So I think the rest of these guys have this situation largely under control. That archer can shoot stuff, but it'll probably fumble. I'm just going to move this guy back. Take that hit and try to help him out a little bit. Okay, so who can chase down some mages with me? First off, let's get rid of this guy. Should be pretty easy to do now that I've got... yeah, he'll go down quick. Nice job. Good job, pikeman. Punching way above your weight class there. Alright, I'm just going to rush those remaining troops with everyone except you, because you are not well. In fact, I'm going to use this guy to heal him. I know the other guy's at lower health, but he's not taking... Well, actually, he is taking a lot of damage over time. I probably do need to heal to save that healing for him on the next turn, in case the battle gets drug out. He won't die on the next turn, but he's going to be kind of close. You guys can hang back. Everyone else can charge. But I want to charge in defense mode. I want to do like a cautious charge with those shields, because I don't want them to get worn down by damage over time. Yeah. They've got spell-tempered shields, so they get extra resistance for defense mode, and they provide extra resist. I think they get +1 resistance by default, And then they, yeah, when entering defense mode, they also give extra resistance to themselves and adjacent units. So that's lots of extra resistance for just leaving them on defense. So I think that's a good idea. And then we'll just, I think that's it for this turn. And just giving themselves regeneration, which doesn't matter that much. Zephyr archers took some hits. See, it's that damage over time that I'm worried about. That's just going to keep piling up. You got to trigger a route. This guy is going to die if he doesn't get some healing. That's why I waited. He's decaying. Oh, crap. I didn't think about that. I can't heal him. I can't heal any of these guys. And he definitely took... If I trigger a route, I need to accept it here or that guy's going to die. I don't have any way of clearing status effects. That's really been a pretty big problem this game. Okay, if I move these guys up, I can finish him. Yes, I will let him rout. Because I don't want to lose that last Liege Guard. So, yeah. And I don't want to take another round of damage over time on pretty much all of my units. That's a substantially better outcome. 2 guys got away, but they were just a Tier 2 Fury and a Tier 2 War Shaman, so I'm cool with that. Everyone else died. Hopefully that changes, because he was running in here to try to stop this siege and take out my armies. What is that? That's a staff? Okay, I don't really have staffs on anyone. I'll take it. I'm hoping that does enough damage to him to make him back off, even for just another turn. That's all I need. I am going to move back to my side of things here as quickly as I can. They're out of movement, so we'll have to wait like this. How far can you guys move? Because I know you'd love to come running in here and cause trouble. How about you move here for this turn? Just a little further away from the rest of those guys. I'm pretty happy with how that battle turned out, but I can't really manage another big one. I might be able to handle that if it comes in by itself. If Logar comes in with it, I'm gonna lose stuff. I would like to get this guy in to replace the Liege Guard that got beat up, but I can't really do that. And I gotta leave these guys in full stacks right now. I might be able to swap out on the next turn, but for now, we'll have to be good with what we've got. Okay, where did this guy come from? Is he an extra that popped in after a fight or something? Well, for now, extra soldiers need to go out here, I think. That puts him pretty close to Logar, though. And again, if I can distract Logar with a defender that I got for free, which would prevent him from going after my other guys, that might be worth it. If I put him here, Logar could come down that cave and get him, and he'd be essentially wasting his time, but it would draw him away from where the real battle is. I'm okay with that. If he goes after that guy, he wastes his time and stays away from my other armies that are at the city-state. And the shield doesn't really do me any good anywhere else, so I'm fine with that trade-off. Now, what do I want to do with Hephaestus? We got a pretty big fight I could do over here, and one that's fairly advantageous to me because I'm attacking a 1-stack. I could cut purple down pretty good. I think I gotta go for that because he's only got 1 unit on that tile. Yeah. Okay, let me make sure everybody else can get in range, but I think we're good. This should be a pretty strong wipe. Oh, I could have made a mistake there. I didn't check to make sure Sanguine hadn't cast Condemned or Guild in the Burt on Hephaestus' army. Fortunately, it doesn't appear that she did, so we're good. But that could have been bad if one of my armies got left behind. I need to get in the habit of checking everyone's movement at the beginning of the turn before moving anyone in a 3-stack. Okay, safe battle. This should be squashing. I'm going to avoid casting spells in this one. We're not worried about unit health here because they're all going to regen pretty quickly. Well, the knight died. How'd you manage that? The good news is that Hephaestus is going to level up after this. I'm actually okay with this, though, because it gives me a chance to show... I haven't really gotten to show off what Hephaestus has been up to ever since I got him some of his upgrades. But he's kind of insane now. So let's have some fun here, shall we? Alright, these guys are annoying. Need to watch out for them. Which version of the Astral Serpent? I always get the two of them confused. This is the one that teleports to you and then goes refuged. So it doesn't go refuge when it gets hit. It just does it once and then it refuges after the teleport. Okay. Let's see here. Can I go break everything with Hephaestus before they even have a chance to do anything? Let me see. Let me make sure I'm not stepping over anything, because I might undo this move. How much damage is he going to do to that dragon? Quite a bit. I could even walk him onto the fire, because he doesn't take fire damage. And I can see how much he does to the hero. What I want to try to do is line him up so that he can get a kill here. Okay, if I can manage to get anyone else forward enough to... Oh. Okay, stepping onto that fire did end his turn. That's unfortunate. Okay. Well, it might end up just being unfortunate for them. Because Hephaestus is a scary, scary man. Especially when you link him with Liege Guards. Which I'm going to do here. I unfortunately cannot damage any of these guys enough to guarantee a kill. So Hephaestus is going to not do nearly as much damage here as I wanted. I did not realize that stepping on the fire would prevent his ability to go backwards. Oh wait, no it didn't. I was just looking in the wrong... I think I was looking for the button in the wrong place. Well, I screwed this up. Cool. Let's just move everyone forward as far as we can. I can maybe sunder his defense. That would help. Didn't work. Try to trigger burning. There is a chance that he crits here. Oh wait, maybe. No, that zombie in the back. That's what I need. Okay. What I'm gonna do is trigger Second Wind. He can take one more step forward. Oh, that won't kill the zombie in the back. Okay. It might if it crits. I don't think a crit would even be enough here. What kind of hero is that? Charge? Lucky it's not a polearm. I really thought I would kill that zombie. They're not very strong. Why is that zombie have so much defense? Well, for now, Hephaestus will just smash. I don't get to quite show off what he's capable of on this turn, but he's got a Liege Bond. He'll be okay until the next turn. Everybody else is going to kind of move Hephaestus's way here. Going to ward bond on the Death Knight. He can then go forward. I think he's fine. The Bone Wyvern was free, so it's bait. It can be aggressive. Let's make a wall over here on this side. Archers in back, shields up front. Anything that comes this way. What I want to do is lure this group into moving kind of in Hephaestus's direction so that he can kind of just make a giant attack wall all the way down. Just run down and killing things as he goes. Somebody taunted Hephaestus, and that might not end well for them. I'm hoping he shakes it off, though. I really want control over him on the next turn. He's got unyielding, so he can shake off one negative status effect. It looks like he did. I've got control, so this is where things start to get silly. So I can actually just smash both of these guys here. He is unfortunately constricted, so I can't move him anywhere. But that'll wear off on the next turn. I think what I want to do is... These guys did not use Astral Refuge, so I'm going to try to set them on fire. Wait, maybe I don't want to do that, because it's going to burn my own people. Yeah, I might want to set the fire somewhere else. Or just do a regular... Or just do a regular attack. Maybe I can set fire that way. If those guys try to hit Hephaestus, they'll just die. Let's patch this guy up with him. Because he's guarding for Hephaestus, and I'm just kind of putting Hephaestus directly in harm's way. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to set that one on fire. Okay, I did get a stack of burning. That's more damage for these guys. Hephaestus can turn and attack either one of them. Probably want him to attack that one, so he's facing both at the end of his turn. Yeah, we'll do that. If I move this knight here and move him up here, I can actually kill one of these things. I can't quite. Maybe... That's annoying. I'm sure I can probably find some way to kill it without wasting a spell on him. Now let's move down here and see what we've got to deal with. These guys are closing distance quickly. I think I'm okay with getting some burning on this guy in exchange for some damage on that thing, because it takes down one of the serpents and severely lowers their damage output. And if either of them hits Hephaestus, he'll just retaliate and kill them. So I'm not actually too worried about them. I think we'll just leave them as they are. And the knight's not really in any major danger, so we're good there. I think that whole army can deal with things up there. I want to use this. Get a nice stone spirit. Oh good, I immobilized the charge unit. Perfect. And I see a nice juicy hit I can do here for a bunch of fire damage, like that. Alright, I want to do something about this spell shield that's in the middle of everything. I would like to set him on fire, I think would be the ideal thing. A 70% chance is normally about where I'm comfortable risking shots. Okay, we did trigger the burning. Perfect. I'm going to cancel retaliation. Hopefully sunder defense. I did sunder defense. So we can probably finish him off. Oh, no, no, no. That's not what I wanted. I can do that and not have to worry about that guy charging me because he's been immobilized now. And then I'm going to start trying to wear down this spell shield. Or not spell shield, that can... Oh, that is a spell shield. They all got weird tentacle legs. I don't like it. Getting them all mixed up. Those guys in the back, I'm not too worried about. I think I would rather dish out damage here than try to tank it. So let's do that. And we can land another kill. I've also got Immolate, which is going to do even more damage to these guys. Ensuring that any attacks they do are weaker. The best way of inflicting weakness is by killing units. Okay. And I don't really think... What are you? You're an Arcanist? You're not going to do anything to anybody. Okay. I may as well just try to sunder that guy's defense then. Unfortunately, no dice on that, but it's okay. These guys are really got everything pretty well covered over here, I think. I'll move this guy up and around, but I'm not going to step on the fire for it. He can start heading that way, though. This guy could go... I'm not going to step him in the fire to go after the serpent. So he'll just kind of run up, I guess. Some of these units in the back probably aren't going to do much more, but... Still have units that can act. That's fine. I think we're at the end of the turn here. Oh, I guess they could do that. I wasn't thinking. They astral refuged. Okay. I'm good with all that. Those guys appear to be stunned. Alright, and we got a wyvern in my face. The wyvern is easy kill. Yeah, I'm just gonna take him out with these guys. There we go. I can simply move him away from the astral serpents. I can't kill them because they're refuged on this turn. But I can just move this guy away. Getting a unit with first strike in there can be handy. Well, actually not against these ones. Against the other units, first strike can be very good. These guys, it doesn't matter as much. Hephaestus, on the other hand, has unfinished business over here. What's interesting is now that he's killed a unit, because of the fortune buffs, he has 115% critical hit chance. Which means... everyone dies. Well, you... almost died. Very close. But also, after triggering killing momentum, I won't be able to make too much use of it here, but we have both Blink and Second Wind. So I can trigger Second Wind, gives him a little healing, which he actually doesn't need. He could move another space to do double damage to more things, or even teleport all the way down here, which is what I'm going to do with him. I might actually have him go after those things on the next turn. We'll see. I think moving him here is fine for now. And that guy's going to die before he manages to run. So, and if he doesn't, the knight can chase him down. So I can move Hephaestus here and just lob a fireball at something, which is does an obscene amount of damage. I'll probably hit this unit with it. Oh my. And I forgot about the crit chance. And I haven't even upgraded that fireball. Now what I can do is run in and cancel his retaliation. Oh, he is not a berserker. He is a primal charger, so I can actually kill him. Cool. And we can have the archers take some pot shots here. They all die. Yeah, they're falling apart now. I do not want to let these guys flee the field. Absolutely not. These things I'm going to kill. I'm just going to move this guy. I'm going to kind of try to surround them sort of evenly so anyone can really chase them down. Is there anyone I need to heal who's got like a status effect that's wearing them down? I don't think so. At least not down on this side of the battlefield. This guy could use a little, I guess, but it's not going to matter that much. All right, let's just end the turn. Running away, are we? Well, you're not going to get far because Hephaestus has killed something, so he gets second wind again. And I can move him here, alt target, and reach out to get him. This guy just simply dies. And who's left? Who am I missing? Oh, you. There we go. There we go. Another glorious victory. And a pretty good chest plate. Speaking of chest plates, did I ever get... I want to finish off the rest of this stuff, but did I ever get a good one for Hephaestus? Okay, I did get his breastplate of the champion. That's crucial for him. I did make him immune to flanking as well. I forgot about that. He got a level up. Let's see what we want. I think that sweeping charge is good, but I think I'll get it later. I do think I agree with Roderick that grabbing Searing Strikes now is probably better. Just because 20% more damage on top of how much he already does, that's a pretty big multiplier. Yeah, I think I take Searing Strikes now. Now is the time. Okay. Then we can move up further. The fact that this guy can fly has been handy. And we will wreck the rest of Purple's stuff, which this one should be an easier battle. Yep, good enough. Death Knight leveled. What we got? What do we got for you? I do like Meteor Strikes. I might go for that. Base attacks deal 4 fire damage to the target and adjacent enemies. Or I could do just melee attack up. I think Meteor Strikes is probably a good time to pick that up. I don't really feel like he needs melee mage. Yeah, we'll just take Meteor Strikes. Okay. See, these items are weird. Well, I guess they're both tier 4s. Sometimes I get items that say they're like tier 3, but I have a tier 2 that's way better. It's something about the way they're randomly generated, I guess. Anyway, that purple army is no longer a concern, and no one has showed up over here, so Nebular Sanctum's okay, at least for the moment. Don't see anyone threatening my capital either. I can try to repair the teleporter. Oh wait, no I can't, because Sanguine's in my territory over there. You know, Tridale has not been a very useful city in terms of economy, but it has been a surprisingly useful city in terms of defense. The way these lava lakes are set up makes it difficult for enemies to move through this area, and I can move through it quickly. This is a fantastic city. One of the best cities, not economically, but strategically. It's one of the best cities I've ever had in an Age of Wonders game. All right, well, we got to move these guys, start moving these guys back. I will position them like this so that they're all protected, but they're moving as far as they can. That Liege Guard, again, is just chilling there for now. Don't know what my plan is with... Oh, wait, I know what my plan was with this guy. His goal was to sit here, and basically his whole thing is if I send units through this teleporter, like what happened with Brown in the last episode, he can run out and start a battle. Like, I could send units through, they won't be able to move, but this guy can, and then he can run out and initiate a fight. Well, let's see if we can slip this scout past all this other crap down here and try to look for some more treasure floating on the water. I'll take any free money I can get at this point. Resonant Blades is ready. That's another very good... This is a very good one. Apply a negative status effect based on the terrain. For me, that should be burning, which is just going to allow the Liege Guards and other melee units to set stuff on fire without even needing assistance from archers, and then they'll do bonus damage to targets that are on fire because of fire blades. Very, very good. Here's another very good one. Hall of Geomantic Resonance. This one will give me more gold in all of my cities wherever I build it. I don't know that... So the grassland bonus, you can have grasslands in ash terrain, so it will give some of my cities, and you can have forests in grass terrain. So it'll give some of my cities some additional bonuses depending on the actual terrain, but all of them should get a gold bonus if they build that. Like this city, for example, it's sort of hard to see, but you can see it's got fungus fields in my capital. So because that has fungus fields, that's plus 40 food on top of the 60 gold. I don't know if I have forest in the capital, though. No, that's not technically the capital province. It's kind of hard to see. You gotta like pan the camera around. It's a little funny with it. Oh, yep, there's a mushroom forest right there. So because this has mushroom forest and fungus fields and is also in ashlands, my capital will get all those bonuses from this. It'll get 40 food, 30 production, 20 gold. It's an insanely powerful upgrade. My only complaint with it is that sometimes, like when you found your cities, like particularly your initial city, you don't get a choice is turned into what terrain is in it. There are some spells, terraforming spells, that can allow you to manipulate that. I don't have those, but I got lucky in the case of my capital that it has all 3 terrain types. My other cities, I haven't really been paying attention to it. We'll just have to hope for the best. Like Kingerhelm up here might not even have anything but ashlands, so it might not benefit as much from it. Yeah, for the capital, because so much of it is blocked, you just have to pan the camera around. Yeah, Kingerhelm I don't think is going to benefit from anything more than just the gold. But having it in my capital is still nice. I won't complain. Nebular Sanctum did make a vendor. Let's get a market. Once it grows, I want to try to get another quarry, which I can't actually get. Can I make one with a special province improvement, a rune carver camp? That might be a good thing to do. I do have a mine there. I was also thinking about making another teleporter here, just because of how much crap is coming through. But that would require me to get rid of the quarry when I actually kind of need another quarry. I don't think I want to do that. What I really want to do is move this outpost further away so I can actually use more of this space for Kingerhelm itself. It's not really an option right now, though. Well, it might be. I could start dismantling this outpost and then cancel it at any time if I want to reposition and get more borders. I think I'm going to do that. I need to remember that that's burning, but Kingerhelm grows in 1 turn, or in 2 turns, and the outpost will go down in 2 turns, which times out pretty well. That'll allow me to expand. In the meantime, I think I'm going to build a quarry here. Either that or I just grab another market, but mana is starting to become more of what I'm worried about. So if I build a rune carver camp there, it'll benefit from the adjacent quarry. Either that or I need to get a teleporter up here. I think I'm going to go for the teleporter, because as soon as this goes down, I'm going to need a second teleporter. I know this kind of takes away from the quarries that I'm trying to build, but we'll figure that all out later. I'm going to try to shuffle things around here. I think I want to put the outpost here in that fungus field spot and probably keep the teleporter where it's at, or maybe just not build another outpost and have this all be part of Nebular Sanctum's territory, because then I'll have a second one here. Yeah, I'm gonna start building the teleporter there. Tridale Produce Shrine. Okay, that's cool. We did get a shrine out here. Mineral extractor, what do you do? That actually would be pretty handy. Let's grab that. And it's quick to build. Not sure if Sanguine will siege the... Oh wait, Sanguine can't siege the city. She doesn't have a hero. We're not worried about the hero offer to join. We did collect more remains, that's fine. I want to try to pile those up because I need more mana. So we'll keep piling them up in the crypt. An infestation is sending invading forces. I don't care, we'll deal with it when we get here. And then we're back to Obsidian Forge. Again, can't build the Wizard Tower Apex, unfortunately. Just because I know I'm going to need that mana for the mage. What do I want to build here? Maybe just the Masonic Hall for more production. I could also go for the Rune Carver's Camp or the Carnival of Flesh. The Carnival of Flesh would be a good one, because I could put that here and it would immediately get all those benefits. For each adjacent farm it gets more food and draft, so it would benefit food. Or the Rune Carver's Camp, which I think I was planning on building a series of quarries out here. Let's go ahead and throw the Carnival of Flesh in. I could put it there, it'll get 3 bonuses. If I put it there to get 2 and I have to wait for the 3rd farm, so I may as well put it here. Sure, that'll work. Alright. And I'm going to go to the next turn, and I'm a little, not gonna lie, worried about my armies up here. They are pretty beat up, but I think I've done everything in my power to give myself as good of a chance as I am ever gonna get at taking Highpledge and getting my hero back once and for all. Despite Logar's constant interference. Let's pop down first to see what Sanguine's up to around Tridale. And then once it switches over to Logar's turn, I'll switch up there. I would love to go put a unit in the Firehearth Foundry and try to take that again, but I don't have that luxury at the moment. I was trying to do it with a scout earlier. Okay. Most important thing. Okay, Logar backed off, which is good. That's what I wanted. I just needed one more turn of breathing room. Oh, I think they're going after my, that defender that I put down there. Oh, they went right past him so that they could siege or pillage. That's fine. You guys want to waste your time down there, that's cool. I only care about Highpledge right now. That's like kind of the only thing I care about. I want that mage back. Okay, yep, and then the other armies ran away. I think we're good. It's been a little while since Arvik sent anything after me. I wonder if Nebular Sanctum might get rushed. Again, that's where he normally likes to show up. Nothing yet out there. Oh, when did this quest pop up? Oh, Brutal Incursion. That was a while ago. I probably should have taken care of that while I had units standing right there. Oh wait, I think my units were more down here, so I'll get it on my way back up. Sanguine's units are just sort of wandering aimlessly over there, which I guess is fine with me. Gosh, I want Scions of Flame so bad. I want to be able to just walk through all this lava with all of my units and not just Hephaestus. She's still in my borders, which is preventing me from repairing the teleporter, which is annoying. Not necessarily because I want to use the teleporter, but more because I want the enemies to waste time sieging the teleporter. Respond to heroes offer to join. We don't need that. Right-click that. Flamebringer of the Steppe. Oh, good. I got... Okay, that's for my mage. Good, good, good. That's kind of coming just in time, because I'm going to be getting that mage back soon. This guy is a Spellblade. He can't use that. It's gotta be he's gotta have melee weapons. So let's... You know what? This is a moment for me. It really is. Let's punish these guys. Very, very harshly. I am going to not allow spells in auto combat. Someone will probably die, and I'll do it myself, but that's okay, because I kind of want to do this one myself anyway. Just because we've kind of coming full circle here. Holy crap. I will take this freaking city. Why? Well, it's gonna be the towers are gonna be part of the problem. I do not need to lose that many troops in this fight. Alright, now if we've learned anything from the previous battle, it's don't let the freaking constrictors pull your heroes, your ranged heroes, up on the walls. Also, I need to patch up some dudes. Particularly this guy. I've got my hero here. I think he's got a heal. Yeah, he does. Let's try to give that guy some health before we do really much of anything. The second thing I want to do is move up on those towers and take them out quickly with my archers if I can. While preferably keeping a healthy range away from those guys. They only have a pull range of 3. My archers should be able to hit the towers without them being able to reach my archers, I think.
Hey.
Alright. I'm going to charge this tower. That's my plan. Charge this tower here, which is a little further away from all their other crap, and kind of move all my units to the center of the battlefield so that I don't have to worry about the 2 towers on the edges. I only have to worry about the 2 in the middle. I'm going to move him up here. I'm going to move this guy here. Heal him up. And I need a fairly healthy guy to go here, ward bond on him, or sworn bond on him, and then you can defend. We're making a way. I'm trying to make a path for that archer to get close to that tower. And I think if I put this hero here, I can summon a spider and rush it on the next turn. If I have him defend there, that will work. I want you to run. I want you to move here. I want you to run all the way there. Can you hit the tower from there? I think you can, it's just the camera angle is really odd. Okay, it's a 40% chance. I'm sure it'll lob stuff at me. Question is, do I want to rush this tower here or play a little more carefully on this side? I think I'm going to play a little more carefully on this side. This tower's already got a lot of nice area damage that it can do to me, but I'm just kind of relying on the shields to mitigate that to some extent. I am not going to really use the pole arms in this one, I don't think. Not very much. I'm going to mostly keep them in the back. They're injured and honestly not really worth healing. I would rather have this guy patching up the liege guards, if I can get him down there in time. Okay, we'll see what they do. I think the towers will have a bit of a field day here, but they're the longer term threat, so I want to get rid of them. Because aside from that, these guys don't have a whole lot that they can do to me. Okay, your job is now to patch up that knight. Wait, what happened here? Oh, they did that dupe thing. I forgot they could do that. Alright, well, we're gonna have to deal with him. That's actually not... Okay, it's not a big problem, except that they're protecting their towers with it. That's where there's a problem. It doesn't threaten me in terms of damage, though. I'm actually glad they didn't dupe a liege guard. That'd be a little more irritating. What about you? Can you hit anything substantial here? You can. Get the tower caught up and on fire, if you could, please. And then I'm going to still summon the spider. I want that to get up there and start causing trouble for these guys. If I do here, I can jump over and web everything. And then he can probably kill the tower himself on the next turn. So I don't need to feel like I have to be aggressive with my archers. I can just whittle this guy down. That archer does not threaten anything if I surround him. And I don't think I can do a very good... Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that. Alright, let's move you here. We got a couple turns before that tower does anything again. I'm going to move the knight here. We'll patch him up. Keep you guys generally in the back. I wouldn't mind having them over here right now because they could pressure these archers. This might be a hold the line kind of situation. Maybe. It's hard fighting a battle like this just when your units are so beat up already. You have to be so much... take so much extra care. I think I would rather him go here just to trap that archer more solidly in my own territory. And I think I'm going to keep this guy on defense. I believe they probably want to pull and constrict guys, and I want to avoid that as much as I can, so I'm going to play a little cautiously here. What I can do, actually, is I could use Abducting Cyclone and maybe mess up some of their stuff. Like these guys, what do they do? What type of unit are they? They're Vow Keep. Ooh, they're Vow Keepers. They're actually pretty good. Yeah, I want to Abducting Cyclone one of those. I'll pull him here. Mess him up pretty good. And then defend with this guy. Oh, these archers can still shoot. Okay. Actually, I'm a little surprised. I thought them being in the zone of control of the other archer would prevent them from doing that, but apparently it doesn't. I still have a very crappy chance to hit, though. They have a good chance to hit this one, I guess, so may as well do that. And this one's got its Zephyr Shot ability, which I think I will go ahead and use here to try to lower that Constrictor's unit counts. The Knight can stay on defense. This Zephyr Archers can do an AoE. That could be nice. Not sure who I want to hit with it, but maybe just launch it right into the middle of that group and hope it triggers burning on a bunch of stuff. Got a couple of them. And this guy's only got a 5% chance to hit, but if he misses, I think there's a decent chance he hits something else, so. Alright, that's fine. We'll leave you on defense. I kind of want to surround the Vow Keeper with that guy. But its Vow of Healing it can't use. Because it requires 3 action points, so I think I'm just going to stay on defense. Because we can afford to play defensively. And which Leech Guard is this? Okay. You can just go finish that archer off. Maybe it'll do morale damage. Give me a little morale, but not them. You guys wait. I in turn. I am wearing them down without dying. And unless they can kill that spider, the tower is dead. Okay, the tower is not dead because the spider got stunned. Well, I can make sure that tower goes down on this turn. I think my mage can probably hit it. From here? 65%? Okay. What I want to do is preferably get this guy out of my way so that I can hopefully hit some of these guys. I think they might have, yeah, that's why they're so hard to hit. They're elusive. So my arrows are kind of sucking it up in this fight. If I have a big AoE, it might be worth dropping over here if I could manage to set a bunch of people on fire or something. I also got my Death Knight. He can charge and he can actually do fire evocation. That might be a pretty good idea here. That's just an honor blade. I would rather try to hurt the constrictors and the hero. Okay, I think I've got an idea here. I need to get fire evocation in on that group, and then I want to drop immolation on top of all of them. Since my spider... Oh, you know what? I can do it there. Since my spider is stunned, it doesn't really do me any good anyway. I could just kill it. And it doesn't really matter. I need one more space of movement. So I need to get to like where that Liege Guard is or around it somehow. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, because I can hit this guy, so if I move 1 space to the right or 2 spaces to the right, I've got this. So we need to kill this guy. I might crit, so I will attack with him first. I unfortunately did not get any crits. I'd like to leave those archers open to at least try to hit something. See, the battle mage has a okay chance. There we go. That works. Then I move him to here. Drop a fire evocation right there. That takes down the tower and sets these guys up for an immolation, which is another big bunch of damage. And we just keep status affecting them away. Can also get a decent shot on these guys if I move forward with the archers. Those constrictors still haven't pulled anything, which is a little worrying, but they're almost dead now, so I don't think they have any others. Yep, I think we can start to advance over here. That's just like a zombie. That's an honor blade, a little more dangerous than a zombie, but nothing to be too concerned about, I don't think. And I want to move her up and get her onto the walls, because she's a very strong melee unit. We'll take the bleed damage, and I'm going to try to taunt maybe that honor blade there. Yeah. There we go. I can move you forward and maybe land a couple hits on something.
Hey.
You know what? I don't think I need to move you forward that badly. Instead, what I'm going to do is move a shield up to sort of guard and protect against damage. Try to get these guys up front. I can take a random shot here. Hey, I managed to hit 2 things and inflict burning. That's pretty good for a crappy chance to hit. I'll just continue randomly raining shots and hoping that I get the occasional hit with some burning. Kind of playing the long game with this battle. Really want to force them to come after me and not the other way around. This guy's pretty healthy. I think he leads the charge over here. We go after that zombie. I can move up and also defend him. This tower I can't do anything about right now. I probably won't be able to until the battle's over, but that's okay. Not willing to charge the knight like that. He'd probably die. We can move these guys up and get decent angles at just about everything. I might take the kill on the zombie, but I need to protect them from that guy, so... I think I'm going to back them off. I'll move them up here and move this guy here. These guys will probably go after those archers. I'm going to move him here to prevent them from doing that. So it forces them to go after a shield unit. They could go after this guy, which they might do. But if they do, I'm okay with that. I'm going to try to use him to finish the zombie. Okay. It's one less thing that can shoot at me. And then I will continue to randomly kind of rain arrows. Which I've been getting lucky with so far this battle. Liege Guard is still selected somewhere. Oh, that's you. Yeah, I want you on defense. Knight on defense. This Liege Guard on defense. Highpledge is using Devout Radiance. I think that's all for this turn. The spider goes down, but that's fine. He did his job. Did those guys just take 2 catapults in that group? What kind of range do these things have? I know it's long, but I didn't think it was like across the whole battlefield long. It's up to 12. So we'll just have to finish these guys off fast. I do have another immolation. I think using it right here is probably good. because it keeps it away from my friends, keeps them on fire. That guy got stunned, unfortunately. Alright, I want to surround that guy. The hero I can kill, I think, here. Knight'll take a little damage, but I'll patch him up again. What I'm gonna do is shoot this guy with this archer. Finish him with this soldier. He just killed himself because I'm a fiery guy. Do you have another Zephyr shot? No, you don't. Okay. I would like you to kill him. You have failed. You are fired. I need just a little more damage on that guy. I think maybe when I heal him, he'll get a little extra. Did he get a unit model back? No, he didn't. Well, that's okay. It'll be enough. Because I can use... I've got other options for range down here. Like this guy. And if nothing else works, I'll just use Immolation on him. Actually, she can reach him. Although there's an awful lot of... Is that caltrops? Why is that? Oh, it's on fire. Okay. Might just immolate him, or I might immolate that one instead and kill him the old-fashioned way. Maybe I get lucky with this archer. Maybe I land a lucky shot. I did! I've had a lot of those in this particular fight. Okay, we want to set him on fire so these guys are doing more damage. Okay, they're pretty weak now. And I'm not going to bother shooting at him with these archers because I can't get a good shot. So I think what I do here is I just wait. The catapults are on cooldown. They can't do anything. I'll just move him here, defend those guys, go to the next turn, and then we'll finish him off. Oh, it feels good. These idiots are dead. Now, we're not out of the woods yet. Logar's still over there. And we have to hold this city. We don't just get my mage back, unfortunately. Dang, a tier 4 staff? Hey, that's kind of nice. Gives arc fire blast? That's really nice. We'll take that. Okay, Oh, that other quest is done. For the... I guess that one down near Hephaestus was related to Highpledge. It was the Wounded Scout one. Okay, what do we want to do? Well, first off, let me make sure that I don't just get my mage back. Because if I do, that would be really nice. No. He is still technically in Highpledge Crypt. I need to vassalize or absorb them. I cannot afford to absorb them. I'm going to have to turn them into my vassal, which is okay. I would rather them be my vassal. I don't really want to own this city. I just want them to stop attacking me. And I want my hero back. I believe vassalizing them should get my hero back. Because they become allied to me. So we're going to do that. You guys can obviously correct me if I'm wrong about that, because I'm not gonna. It's gonna be 4 turns. I'm not gonna finish the episode by then. But yeah, I am assuming that should work. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is move down here. I'm actually going to abandon the city and set up an outpost down here. Because I'm going to want my own way to get out here quickly, so an outpost teleporter combo would be good. And it gives me more area of control over this area. I just need to make sure that everyone can be within range if they are needed. And it looks like they can, so you go here. Found an outpost. I've already found out twice that I can't build it there, but if I put the teleporter there, I could do that. Be kind of crowding out my new, quote, allies, but that's fine. They work for me now. They gotta get used to it. Alright, so that's the plan. Build the outpost, heal up, stay away from Logar for as long as I can. Hopefully it takes him some time before he gets back down here. He might come in and try to take Highpledge. We might go back and forth over this for a little while, but I'm okay with that. Because at least Highpledge isn't sending stuff at me anymore. It's now just Logar that I'm fighting over here. And I think I'm in pretty good shape. Now there is this little matter of Logar being down here messing stuff up. The problem, they did this crap again. I still haven't gotten a Spelljammer. Oh wait, I did get a Spelljammer up, but they apparently got it off just in time. Fine, well, we'll deal with it. That army's still going to be busy over there for a while, it seems, but at least we made some concrete progress. This guy, I guess, will go up here in case anyone dies. Particularly the pikeman could die in a combat somewhere. What are we doing down here? I'd like to knock Sanguine out of here. What I would really like is to go down and just raze that city to the ground so that I can expand Tridale's borders out in this direction. That's what I would really like to do. Alternatively, we could make another run at Celestial Haven. It's been a while. But I might have a rare opportunity here to do that. Especially since I just hit purple pretty hard, and Celestial Haven only has 20 defense. If it interrupts them and prevents them from getting, the dragons for a little longer, that might be worth doing. And my plan was to just burn it down. No one else is invading me at the moment. I think I kind of gotta go for that. Mostly, I would be a little more worried about doing it, but it's the fact that I just killed a big purple army. So they're not going to be able to respond very effectively. However, something is blocking. I wonder if there's an army on that that's blocking me from going up. If there is, Hephaestus can handle it, but... Or did I get condemned? Yep, that's what happened. Sanguine is being a little pain in the butt with this spell. Not sure how she can even see me. Oh, I guess this unit can probably see me. Well, can you at least get to the 1, 2, 3? Okay. You know what? The important thing is that they can get up there. Hephaestus' army can be the one to actually initiate the siege, so this doesn't slow me down. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for this. Just if nothing else, to interrupt whatever their plans are out here. So we got a city-state, a couple of them coming after me here. I think I can handle everything here, actually. Hang on. If I put Hephaestus here, Got some troops in there, but I don't mind. If these guys go up here, I've still got the mobility on this guy to initiate fight with these things one at a time and get rid of them, which I think is probably what I want to do. Okay, that's the plan. Hephaestus moves onto this road, and this is now a city siege. This is a little risky. I'm not sure if this is my best idea, but I kind of want to make. I kind of want to punch back a little bit here, really badly. So we're gonna try. And then what I can do is I can attack. See, that's a safe battle. Is this a road tile? It looks like it is. And that's a fertile plain. So I want this guy, the flying unit, to attack here. This should be a very easy battle. I'm going to not allow spell casting. I just don't want to take a whole bunch of damage. The nice thing about these invading city... Oh, come on, guys. The nice thing about these invading city-states is that I fight them one at a time when I attack them. They don't, like, jump in and help each other. So I can pick them apart easier and outnumber them. Alright, well, Hephaestus, you know what to do. You can even run up there and... how about we just set that hero on fire? This one should be over quickly. But I keep getting surprised by how much crap that the AI has been throwing at me, particularly in terms of spells and funny unit enchantments that are catching me off guard, or unit abilities. Okay, I think front line like this kind of works. I'm gonna lure with the bone wyvern, as I prefer to do. So yeah, everyone come here. Actually, come a little closer. How about like right there? Because you can't really get past that bone wyvern, so it's still just as much in the way. Move him up here. These guys can come around. The knight can go here, and then I'll stick you right in the middle for war banner and warding. If these guys do what I think they'll do, which so far they are doing, they're going to get absolutely wrecked on the next turn. Okay, excellent. I know what to do. You're going to set everything on fire. And Hephaestus is going to absolutely ruin everyone. Now, what you can do, right now Hephaestus has not triggered Fortune yet from one of his abilities, so there's not a guaranteed crit here, which means there's not a guaranteed kill. Crit chance is 85, it's very good, but I would like to make that 100. So what I'm going to do is just plink someone with an archer. In fact, this guy's a good unit for it. I could do this. And then if Hephaestus can go to where I think he can go to. Indeed, he can. Okay, check this out. We're gonna hurt that guy in the middle there. It should do enough damage to everyone to soften them up. Then Hephaestus goes here. Guaranteed kill on the archer. Now I do need this to be a guaranteed kill on that pikeman for this to work. So we're going to do an extra one of these. Actually, I'm going to move that archer out of the afflicting miasma and just soften him up like this. Now, Hephaestus has a guaranteed double kill here. This will trigger Fortune. And then I can do Second Wind, move him up here, and this is going to be 2 kills because he now has a guaranteed critical hit chance. So this actually will kill both of those units, unless they have slip away or something. And just like that, Hephaestus killed 4 units in 1 turn. And he is not even at his, what would the Dragon Ball lingo be? It's his final form, power level. I could patch this thing up and also just go continue to be annoying. Although I think I'm just gonna let him get smoked by stuff. Because I can put a bunch of status effects on that guy and I'm fine with that. In fact, I can maybe kill him. No, I can't kill him, but I can mess him up pretty good. I do want to ward bond on... Whoops. Oh, I just canceled it on Hephaestus. Oopsie. Didn't mean to do that. I want to ward bond on that one. Somebody else can guard Hephaestus, it's fine. A lot of these units in the back just aren't even going to do anything, so I kind of don't even want to bother moving them up. I think I'll just kind of go like that and call it the end of the turn. That thing dies from damage over time. They shoot him, but it gets transferred. And now is where the rest of the fun happens, because I can move up here. Hephaestus kills this guy, and then freaking just warps over here and kills this guy. He killed every unit in this fight by himself, and almost no one took any damage. He is getting absurdly strong, and it just gets better from here. This is such a fun build. Okay, now I want to put the hero back on there, and I need this knight. He is moving onto a road, so I can pick these guys off. This guy's army is a little tougher. He's got White Wolves, tier 4s. I'm still not particularly scared of it. But if I take a decent amount of damage here, I'm okay with that. That's fine. I was going to say, if I took a decent amount of damage there, I would probably want to redo that, but this is okay. And then Hephaestus can begin the siege, or we'll have his knight do. Oh wait, I can't quite reach. Oh wait, they can. We're good, because I can move. Yeah, we're within 3, so yeah, let's do this. This is saying it's a risky battle. But that's because this group is not being counted. And I think it underestimates just how strong Hephaestus is at this point. So we're going to start the siege. And I want to close and make sure that I've got this. I do. I don't have that one, but we'll see if I even need it. As long as I've got the discount. Okay, they don't have towers, which is a pretty big deal. They do have the Tendril Labyrinth. That can be a little annoying, but I can probably kill the tendrils pretty quickly. It's a question of how much else do I want to bring in on this. It's also a question of what kind of units do they have that they're defending with. So let's take a look. We've got mages, like battle mage kind of units. These guys also have some umbral crap with the constrictors. More battle mages. A lot of battle mages is mostly what their range is composed of. So in this case, I find undermining the walls to be probably worth it. I can afford to spend gold on this siege. I can't afford to spend mana, but I don't need to spend mana anyway. I will put Raiding Party in, because that will help pay for some of this. I will take Undermine the Walls, just to create more holes and openings for me to get to those mages. And Construct Onagers is probably honestly not worth it. because I will already have extra holes in the walls, and the onagers don't do that much damage to the units themselves. We definitely do not want headlong assault. Harassed defenders, maybe worth it. I think I might toss that in there for an extra 45 gold just to make this a little easier. Burn battlements is one that I really like a lot. Particularly when I get Scions of Flame. But for this particular fight, I would rather do physical damage to all those kind of squishier mage units. So we'll take Harassed Defenders. And I think I'm good with that. 2-turn siege should be over fairly quickly. I might be throwing away money on this because if another big thing shows up underground that I need to deal with, then I probably will need to go do that. But for now, this seems like a good opportunity to kind of hit back a little bit. I got the 2 teleporters in my capital, so we're safe there. We're working on Nebular Sanctum. Let's see, hero leveled up. We got, this is my Spellblade. I do know that I'm going to be getting him Adept of Materium. I'm kind of putting that on everyone just because I think Meteor Strikes is really good. Let's see, it kind of sent him down this line. Going for the pyro fire damage stuff. I think I will go ahead and get Meteor Strikes on that guy. It's a lot of extra damage. This is a charge unit right now. Melee attacks grant prepared strike, magic attacks grant prepared spell. I think that's pretty good. The other thing would be trying to get him blink, which could be handy for a charge unit. Or, well, quick phase. But I gotta go through Aethermancy first, and getting blind, that doesn't really help me very much. I think for the extra mobility, actually, it might be better to get quick phase first. I really value mobility a lot. So I'm going to cancel that and do Adept of Materium, Meteor Strikes, and then get these... Oh, wait, hang on. I did that wrong. Take Adept of Materium, not get Meteor Strikes yet, and jump down and get quick phase. I really, really like quick phase. I find that to be so tactically useful to be able to move a unit to kind of like wherever you want, as long as you get close enough. So we'll take that on him. And we have captured the remains of a couple more people. And how are we doing on income? So we're getting 20 mana income per turn for all these heroes that are piling up in the crypt. We're getting 16 research from prisoners. I'm going to try to build that up as much as I can and only sell bodies as I need them for money. I can't do anything about Logar right now. Let's check all these domain invasion messages just so we're aware we are good there. I know Sanguine's down there. I know Logar went through there. I know Infestation is here. This is all very annoying. Kingerhelm they won't lay off, but I can get a monolith down here, though. I probably should work on that. Okay, let's do that. We got the heroes. We took care of that. Ultopius and a war party. Oops, I accidentally right-clicked on that again. I know I can left-click on it first. It's what I need to do. It's probably just another war party that's being sent from some random place that I can't do anything about and just defend against, so not too worried. What do we got down here? More treasure, I see, laying in the water. And another cave entrance. Let's go for the treasure first. Let's see, and what do we want to build in Obsidian Forge besides the Wizard's Tower that I know I really do want to build but can't? A couple city defensive structures probably wouldn't hurt. Maybe a blacksmith. I don't really need more units in House Hephaestus or whatever. He's already got a full army. Any others are going to be with somebody else and not get access to his liege boon, but it is probably still better than not having units. The problem is I can't afford to make more because of the enchantment upkeep cost on them. So, and I can't really get more mana out of this at the moment. I guess the defensive structures probably. Or just get the Masonic Hall for the extra production income, because that translates to money over time if you're producing merchandise. I guess I'll just do that. And then that's the end of this turn. And I'm going to need to wrap the episode up here too, I think. We've been going at this for a while. But I accomplished my main goal. I was hoping to get a little more done. I was hoping to actually play long enough today to actually get Highpledge fully into to fully vassalize them and get my mage back, but that's going to have to wait until the next episode, I think. I think this is a good stopping point, so let's wrap this one up here. Thank you for watching, everyone. I appreciate it. I'm glad I was able to make some progress this episode. I'm hoping that I'm not getting a little too aggressive over here. I understand that going after Celestial Haven is a risk, but I feel like taking it to interrupt their ability to make dragons is probably worth the risk if no one else is attacking me. So we'll see if I pay for that in the next episode. If you guys have any other advice, particularly I want to know, when I vassalize Highpledge, will I get my hero back? He's currently in their crypt and they're still enemy. When they become my vassal, they become my ally. But does my hero still stay in their crypt, or does he get transferred to my crypt as soon as they become my vassal? I am assuming he should get transferred, but I don't know that for sure, so if anyone does know that for sure, let me know. Aside from that, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you next week. Special thanks to all my Patreon supporters, including Tier 3 supporters Dawson Horner, Devin Larson, Jimbro, Roderick, and Sarah Feingold. Thanks so much, everybody.